Tonight, on Your Real World, do Bill Gates, David Rockefeller, and several other members of the elite know something that we don't? Find out why they've invested billions of dollars into something known as the Doomsday Vault. Then later, David Icke talked about a microchipped population in the near future. But the future could be closer than you think. Good evening. It was broadcast on 60 Minutes and on news programs all over the UK. But if you ask anyone in North America about the Doomsday Vault, they probably won't know what you're talking about. That's because this Doomsday Vault was downplayed in the media as being something that we needed to do in case of a global catastrophe. But why then have people like Bill Gates and David Rockefeller invested billions of dollars into creating this storage facility that's located closer to the Arctic and stores nothing but seeds? Do they have inside information about a global catastrophe that we don't know about? Or are the predictions of 2012 more real than we've been led to believe? If they didn't believe that the world was in any real danger, then why do they go to so much time and money into creating this vault? Take a look at this report from Sky News, and you tell me.
Huddled on the side of a frozen Arctic mountain, the men and women who've built what's being called the world's Doomsday Vault herald its imminent opening. Surrounded by miles and miles of icy wilderness, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault has been built to withstand nearly every catastrophe. Its precious contents, millions of seeds which could prove indispensable to our survival.
The vault is secure against flooding. We're well above sea level if the ice on the poles should melt. It's safe against earthquakes. We're 130 meters inside the mountain, so we should be very safe against nuclear warfare and even asteroids.
More than 1 million seeds of nearly every crop variety from nearly every country in the world will soon be stored on these shelves. The permafrost transforms the mountain into a giant freezer, but the vault has also been cooled to a further -18 degrees Celsius, which could keep the seeds pristine for thousands of years.
Of course, this isn't the world's only seed bank. There are more than 1,000 others in different countries. The problem is, so many are vulnerable. The collections in Iraq and Afghanistan, for example, were destroyed in their respective wars, while poorer countries like Malawi stored their collections in an ordinary household freezer, vulnerable to electricity and funding cuts. This is a backup for the world.
For a month now, the seeds have been arriving here in Svalbard. While the vault is the property of the Norwegian government, the seeds belong to the country who supplied them. The samples are being stored in these aluminium envelopes. Each holds around 500 seeds. The project is the vision of Professor Kerry Fowler. He's devoted his whole life to protecting the world's biodiversity.
If we can't somehow, as countries in the world, learn to cooperate and conserve the crop diversity that's a legacy of the last 10,000 years and which we need so much for the future, if we can't get it together to conserve that material and to make it available for plant breeders in the future, then we're really in a way doomed ourselves and we create our own doomsday.
With the world's population set to soar and climate change and water shortages threatening global agriculture, Svalbard's seed vault may well play a vital role in guarding Earth's food supply in the decades to come. Catherine Jacobs, Sky News, Svalbard.
For years, David Icke has been talking about the secret agenda of the elite. You know, the people who really control the world. He says that they want a one-world government, a one-world currency, and a microchipped population that can easily be controlled. Sounds like something out of science fiction, doesn't it? Well, recently Your Real World discovered this clip from NBC News that demonstrates that a microchipped population has gone from science fiction to science fact, and that the future may be closer than you think.
The year is 2017. You're rushed to a hospital unconscious with no ID or medical history, but thanks to a microchip under your skin, it's all there. Science fiction 20 years ago, but a biometric reality today.
The technology is based on answering one simple question. am I who I say I am?
Already, fingerprints and iris scans verify passenger identities at airports. Within 10 years, that technology may be even more widespread. And look for more complex facial recognition programs that scan a crowd of thousands looking for a single terrorist. Today's facial recognition software starts with the eyes. Then it maps out the contours of the face and compares that against a database of millions, a database that's growing by the day. What's next? At the University of Bath in England, researchers predict big changes for consumers.
I think it is possible to free us completely of our wallets and keys using biometric technology, if that's what people want in 10 years' time.
In fact, it's already here. The latest home security locks use fingerprints to control deadbolts. And at the Jewel Osco grocery store in Chicago, some customers pay using their fingerprints. No paper or plastic.
You don't really need anything other than your hand, and you already got that with you.
So will future department stores scan our irises, like in the movie Minority Report, then offer products catered to who we are?
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap.
Experts say that technology is here now. The challenge is to safeguard our privacy in a brave new world. Tom Costello, NBC News, Alexandria, Virginia.
Well, that's it for your Real World for this week. Tune in next time for a two-part story on the Monsanto Corporation and how 2 TV reporters were fired for reporting the truth. But as always on this program, we want you to do your own research, draw your own conclusions, and above all, open your eyes and your mind to what's happening in your real world. Good night.